There's a big question in all this talk about the Albanese government's voice, about its plan for a treaty too, about reparations even. And it's this: which Australians are supposed to be given these special rights and compensation? Well, we're told it's Aborigines, of course. And I think, really? Really? Are taxpayers really supposed to compensate people like Thomas Mayo? Why do three of the people on this stage owe something to the fourth there? That's Thomas Mayo. Why him? And for what?
I'm a Kurrareg Aboriginal man and Kalkagal Errabumle Torres Strait Islander.
Mayo, well, he now calls himself Mayo, he changed his name, is a Torres Strait Islander. Aboriginal, Indigenous. That's why taxpayers like me and most of you, we owe him. But the Mayo case, I think, sums up one of the massive problems with the voice, the treaty and demands for reparations. Thomas Mayo, for many now, is the face of the Yes campaign for Labor's voice. It's Aboriginal only advisory parliament in our constitution. It's handsome, it's calm, it's articulate, and is on the Prime Minister's referendum working group, working on exactly this. Is an ambassador for the Uluru Statement from the Heart as well, which is always happy to recite.
We call for the establishment of a First Nations voice enshrined in the Constitution. We seek a Makarrata Commission to supervise a process of agreement making between governments and First Nations.
And that voice, that Makarrata, for Thomas, who's an architect of the voice, means power and money for people like him.
The wonderful thing about the Uluru Statement, the proposal for a voice, this is the first step. It's a vital step, and it puts all the explanation behind it. Pay the rent, for example. How do we do that in a way that is transparent and that it actually sees reparations?
So non-Aborigines owe someone like Mayo a voice, a treaty, reparations, because he, for one, is Indigenous, a Torres Strait Islander. Now, I'm not saying Mayo isn't that at all. I mean, you look at his family tree, you do find a few names there of people, of women in particular, could very well have been Indigenous. There's no argument about that. My point really is that there seem to be also many, many more racial or ethnic parts to the Thomas Mayo story that make me feel, well, hang on, why is he owed? Why is he so Indigenous that he has to have extra political rights under the voice and reparations? Now, you consider, in an interview 3 years ago, he identified his father as Celestino Mayer, a Torres Strait Islander of Philippine and Dayak ancestry. The Dayaks are from Borneo. And his mother, Liz, had Polish, Jewish and English ancestry. And here they are. And the Mayer name, well, Mayo now, actually does come from the Philippines, as Thomas Mayo himself has said.
And a lot of Filipinos went to the Torres Strait, like my great-great-grandfather. My name, Mayor, comes from the Philippines.
Now, in their time in the Torres Strait, the Mayos did, in fact, marry into many families from Malaysia, from the Pacific Islands, from other Filipino immigrant families, even a German one. And it seems also married into some Indigenous Torres Strait Islander families as well. So it's a United Nations of ethnicities then. Like, in fact, so many Australian families today. I mean, my own children, Dutch, Irish, English, French background, way back, partners with Chinese ancestry, English. And given all that, what madness is it now to try to divide us by race? And particularly now with this weird one-drop rule, oh, you had a great-grandmother who was Aboriginal, then you must be one too, and forget the other 7 great-grandparents who weren't. Really. Now, I respect Thomas Mayo. He's come from a tough background and he's made good. And that itself says something very good about this country. But you know what? I don't think I owe Thomas Mayo 1 red cent. And I do not think he is so different from me that we need a voice for him or anyone like him.